to the evolution of crypto mining. Take my hardware, it's going to be garbage.
I'm just kidding, guys. I don't know what I'm talking about. Relax. I got like crazy stuff going on. Give me a second. I gotta switch some stuff. There we go. I had the hear myself button going on, and I was like echoing the other side. Hopefully I didn't mess up. I don't know what's going on. Who is that? That is my alter ego or something, I guess. You know, the one that summons forth things and all that stuff. So what's going on? How's everyone doing? Welcome. Let's do a quick roll call here. We're not getting massively raided. Oh my gosh, we still have a lot of names in the live chat, so I'll try to get through most of you guys. If I miss you, I apologize. Right off the get-go, we do have Mr. Budweiser. And then we got Dan Ruggs. What is this? HyperX. What is HyperX? What are you rugging now? Dan is now rugging HyperX. I don't know what that is. Next up, we do have Mr. Rud Potts. Let's continue on. So, Golden Wolf, what is going on? Appetite. Scrolling through, we got PC Minds. Chirish. I think it's Chirish. He DM'd me and explained how to say his name and what it means and everything in there. And I'm still butchering it, I feel. But welcome, much appreciated. We got Ogre MGTOW, what's going on? Box fans in the house. Spitfire, what's happening? Crypto Craig. Jock McMiner UK, what's happening over there? Trash Man 1776. So hungover. Oh my gosh. What are you doing? What are you doing last night, huh? Chris Stewart, what's going on? Sling Buzz. Scroll through. Saddy sometimes. Why are you sometimes sad? That's not good. You don't want to be sad sometimes. What? Never. Scrolling on. We got Spitfire. What's happening? Max Domoto. What's going on? What do we got here? Zachary Wise. What's happening? And we got the countdown from Rudd happening. Ninja Kid, Skirm, what's happening? What's going on? Scroll. Oh, it just jumped on me. I apologize for everyone I missed, but we got did Japato there. Dragon Audio, Automatic Beats in the house. And Steel Cyclone, what's going on? Crypto Craig, I believe I mentioned. Madness Investor, Musimeth 85. And yeah, so everyone, what's going on? How you guys doing? And yeah, so the title of today's stream is RXD, Radiant. Is it next for FPGAs? Now, first, what do you guys think? Do you guys think Radiant is possibly the next coin that could get slammed by FPGAs? Now, there's a few things it's hard to get your hands on FPGAs. No, everyone always said, oh, we don't want FPGAs. We're sticking with GPUs. We don't want ASICs. We don't want that. You know, this is all when Ethereum was around. Fast forward to now, we've seen what happened with the merge. People are looking into this other hardware alternatives now. So we've seen what happened with Caspa. We don't know really what's going on with Caspa yet. Panda does have the KS2. The hash rate is there. Still unknown exactly where it's coming from, but it's getting that hash rate, and there's still uncertainty about the supplier themselves for that. But regardless, FPGAs eventually, if the ASICs start dropping like wildfire, all over the place, they're not going to be worth it on Caspa, which leads us to our next step. A lot of people previously ordered E300s and so on. So there's FPGAs out there. E300 is actually 3 FPGAs in one. The E100 is a single FPGA within the same type of L3 type of Antminer box with the fans. You can get the Noctua one, which is nice and quiet. So I have been talking for Osprey for a while, and I've been trying to get my hands on an E300. I did get to do remote testing on one, was a couple months back, I believe it was. Some of you guys may have seen that video. Some of you maybe haven't. I don't know. But we took a look at it. We're getting about 14, 15 gigahash on Caspa. So I'm still waiting to get my hands physically on one, and I was supposed to be getting on one, but then it's just their dev kit. I'm going to have to send it back and so on. So I'm still waiting to actually get it, but I got a new email from them the other day, and it did say, so originally what was going on with the delays is they were upgrading their controller on the dev kit, because originally it was a 6,000 fans. They wanted to put on the Noctua upgrade kit, so they're switching their control panel and control board, everything around their dev kit to allow for the only 3,000 watt industrial grade Noctua fans, which are very quiet, kind of like what we did in the L3 Plus upgrade to make it quiet from its high RPM fans. So it's the same thing that's going on here. So what they told me in this email is they should be shipping it out sometime within the week. They're still working on some things. A couple things they did do, though, was they removed a power limit that was limiting them before. So for Caspa, for example, it is now supposed to be a potentially 16 gigahash miner on Caspa, which right now is still really good for Caspa. It definitely destroys GPUs. It can't compete with the ASICs, but there aren't that many ASICs out there if they are turned out to be a thing. So it is still a good middle ground for Caspa mining. But the big thing is they said they hope that they will have the Radiant, the RXD bitstream ready for by the time it gets here, which is confirmation that FPGAs are about to flood RXD, Radiant, which means more efficient hardware, not going to look as good for the GPUs anymore, but it all comes down to how many FPGAs are out there. Now, the April batch of the E300s wasn't very large. They did tell me, and I mentioned to you guys previously, that it was only about 80, not April, actually the one before April. What is that? The March. Yeah, the March batch was only like 80 of them. And the April batch, which is right now, is a lot larger. I don't have a number or confirmation on how many that is. I'll try to get that for you guys so we can kind of get an estimate of hash rate that could come out. We don't know what the FPGAs will be doing on this, but it's supposed to be much larger than that. So it could be in the hundreds. I doubt it'll be in the thousands, but hey, we never know. But it does sound like Radiant, RXD, bitstream is out there. It's going to be on the E300 very soon. That means everyone that has an E300 right now could easily just swap it over and start mining Radiant with their FPGAs. So we're going to have to wait and see kind of what happens. Now, if you're still looking for, one of these E300s, I do have the link with discount codes down in the description, and we'll just kind of have a look at these. But they looks like they have multiple versions now. So they have a new arrival of the 8.8 gigahash model, which I don't know which model this is because it's not the single one, the E1, the E300 here is 3 FPGAs, and the E100 is a single FPGA. So they do about 4.6. Now I think they're about 5 or 6 gigahash each with that power limiter being removed here. So they should be hashing more, but we'll see what happens. I don't know if it's a bitstream thing or something that has to be done within the control board. Maybe they have new control boards coming out. I don't know how they did it, but they removed some power limiter there, which means we can get more hash rate. It also means they're going to use more power. I don't know how much or anything yet until we actually get to test this thing. But regardless, now there's an 8.8 gigahash version. So there's an E100, E300, and an E300 VU33P 8.8 gigahash version. So yeah, I don't know much about this new arrival one, but it seems like they are firing out the FPGA systems like crazy now. They probably got a big bulk order, obviously buy sell thing here, and we're going on from there. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So is Ironfish dead or what? I have no idea. I don't know what's going on with Ironfish right now. Obviously, it's very early, guys. Like, we're not even 2 weeks in to an Ironfish release, and everyone seems to be upset or mad or something. So this is common. This is normal. Think about it. Every coin you look at in the past, when they open high and then they drop. And then depending how the coin does, we could see 1,000x gains in 2025. We could see nothing in 2025. We have no idea. But I do know one thing. As more people start saying, oh, it's garbage, it's crap, I'm not mining it anymore, the hash rate is falling. And as hash rate and difficulty falls, the yields start to pick up. So personally, myself, I'm still mining it because I feel ZKP may do something in the future. Now I know we have the Genesis block, they own 40 some percent, but long term, in hundreds of years, I don't know what the total emission is, but 83% will be to the miners. We just don't know what type of miners will be at that point. So right now, also just kind of looking between algorithms as Blake 3, but they changed it a little bit. Alephium allegedly has a bitstream for FPGAs as well, so Alephium is going to start getting smashed out with those also. The Ironfish Blake 3 version is tweaked a little bit. They dropped the byte size and the memory and stuff per hash. That's why we're seeing such higher hash rates over Alephium on their Blake 3. And the bit stream for Alephium, Red Panda Mining did mention last week in the chat here during our stream that he did confirm with Wolf that there is one for Alephium, but it doesn't work for Ironfish yet. So if the money is there, we will see that. Which leads me to a thing, we have, where is it? Where is my hash rate.no right here? So we go in there. We're just going to go to a 4090. Look at some crazy 4090 stuff because, why not? Hey, Ironfish just went to the top spot again. But we got Ironfish, we got Nexa, Radiant, Alephium, Caspa. All these coins in theory, could potentially, if FPGAs hit them and then eventually ASICs, they will all be gone by the next bull run, leaving us with all the coins that are still currently not profitable. On a 40, it looks like FLUX is doing actually not too bad, but for 4090, 21 cents per day, I don't think I'd be buying thousands of dollars worth of GPUs for that. Then we got Chinnet here, but Chlor's an interesting one. I'm kind of curious about Chlor. It sucks that it's on like ProgPow or Kapow here, but you know, regardless, it might do something. It's kind of a neat AI type of thing. AI stuff things to be the next thing moving forward. There are some coins that do seem interesting, but overall, we're still going to be stuck with, you know, the Raven coins, the Flux, and the other things. Now, nothing wrong. I don't mean saying stuck mean these are dead projects. They're not. Flux has huge potential to gain. Even if it gains, like, even if it goes 100x, it's still not going to be able to support the amount of GPUs that are looking for a home. So that's why I still feel there's a lot of ifs going on moving in the next bull run. I still have a very hard feeling that at the peak, bull run 2025, yes, we're seeing massive all-time highs and everything again, but the hardware that's online, I still think we're still going to have like a year or two, maybe even longer of ROIs on a GPU at that point. So it's going to be, it's really a lot of up in the air for me right now in the GPU department. I really hope nothing like that happens. Let's speak of another thing. Let's take a look at Nexa. A lot of you guys aren't familiar about Nexa here. So we're going to actually look at the tokenomics, the Nexa roadmap. And this is one of the proof here that shows, you know, Nexa is going to be FPGA and ASIC in the future. So let's just kind of jump into, I guess, this one here. Next steps, late 2022 to mid 2023. So this is kind of where we are now. Gigablock. So there's going to be a fork coming sometime here. And we can see here, signature, FPGA, and UTXO commitments. So UTXO, I'm not 100% sure what this means. Googling it, I think this is what, eventually it's going to be running on a UTXO kind of protocol. And this is how, according to Google, they're going to try to hit over 100,000 transactions per second across Nexa with this in. So they're starting to do the commitments and stuff to UTXO here sometime this year, but it also looks like sometime this year around the same time will be the signature FPGAs, and an FPGA miner will commence. Now, following it another year, here we're going to see the final mining algo, HF 2023, the UTXO lookup, which means they're going to start implementing the UTXO thing, speeding up that blockchain. We're also going to be looking at accelerated signature ASICs. So just like what we're seeing with Caspa and other things, you start with the FPGAs. The FPGAs get in there. That gives time for Bitmain and whoever else wants to jump on it to test out that hardware through their FPGA farms, figure out what they got to tweak, and then the following year, we're going to be slammed with ASICs on yet another coin, in this case, Nexa. So yeah, crazy. So there's that one. FPGAs, ASICs, that's usually how the steps go depending on the coin. Another thing we got to realize, I know there's the huge argument, GPUs versus FPGAs versus ASICs. It turns centralized. It turns bad. You know, less hash rate and less wallets. And that's true. We're noticing that with Kadena, with the KA3s and everything. I had to turn off. A lot of other people turned off with their other little mini miners. There's less wallet addresses mining Kadena, even though there's more hash rate, due to the fact that those KA3s were just huge leaps beyond anything else, and the few people that have them, it's the only miner to really mine Kadena at this point in time. With that, you know, if you're paying for power of the box miner, there still has their point here. You're going to make a lot of money if Kadena pumps again. It's the gamble on, do you believe in Kadena? If you believe in Kadena, you're a small home apartment miner, sure. You know, the KD Box 2 and stuff, they're going to be great miners because you're not going to notice that one miner on your power bill. Now, if you start running big mining farms and operations, and, you know, well, I'm not huge or nothing, but, you know, I'm at the point where it does matter on the power I use. So I got to mine things that at least cover the power, or I'm not going to be able to mine. I'll go bankrupt. So that's why for me, I had to shut them off. But a home miner, someone that doesn't really care, you're going to make profit on that if Kadena pumps. And it comes down to, will Kadena pump? That's what you got to believe in. You got to believe in the coin. So going back to this ASIC thing, you know, we have a lot more centralization happening there. But on the blockchain side, which is a huge argument on other ones, and it does kind of make sense, you got to think about it. On a GPU, picture Ergo. Look what happened with Ergo. Now, a lot of us told Ergo what was going to happen at the merge. Hash rate is going to spike everywhere. They used a Bitcoin-based difficulty settings where it takes X amount of epochs to adjust a long time. And we've seen what happened. The hash rate jumped on the Ergo. The difficulty took a long time. time to actually, it was fairly fast on the upswing when all the hash rate hit because the epochs happened so fast, but we were finding a lot of blocks very, very fast because it took a while to still adjust to the hash rate. Then once the difficulty finally adjusted to where the hash rate was, obviously it wasn't profitable anymore, and they all just left. See you later. We're not mining you anymore. You are not profitable. Now, freaking 3/4 of the hash rate dumps off of Ergo, and it takes over a month for that difficulty adjusting. And that means the whole blockchain slowed down. Everything slowed down. And they were warned, and they just didn't really think about it. I don't know what happened there. We guys all remember what was going on there. So anyway, it took an entire freaking month for them to finally get the difficulty to adjust down again because of all the hash rate leaving. When it finally did adjust, now we're where we're at. They did their tweaking to make it adjust a little faster. But this is where GPUs are kind of a downfall depending on the dev you're talking to. So you think about it, GPUs, they can just bounce around to all the GPU mineable coins. They go to what's profitable, they go to what they want to mine, yada, yada, yada. But an ASIC, you're buying a dedicated piece of hardware for that coin. Think of Bitcoin. You buy a Bitcoin ASIC, most likely you're gonna mine Bitcoin. Now there's other SHA-256 coin. There's Bitcoin Cash, which is actually part dev team of Nexa who broke away from Bitcoin Cash to improve the implements that they want. Allegedly, that's how that worked out. I don't know. But you buy a Bitcoin ASIC, most likely you're gonna mine Bitcoin. That's security there. You're buying dedicated hardware. You buy a freaking Caspa ASIC, it's because you believe in Caspa and you're dedicated hardware to that. You don't have to worry about GPUs going to something else that may be the next new pump or something. So it is more of a dedicated hardware thing in terms of ASICs towards it. Now it kind of sucks. You can't diversify between multiple things without buying a whole bunch of different ASIC miners, but it is dedicated hardware for that coin. So if the miners sell, they're going to have dedicated hash for their coin. So that's kind of a security thing on their end as well that we kind of don't really pay attention to, but it is a fact that's there. So we got to kind of remember this type of thing as well. Now, I'm not defending it personally myself. Like, I'm not a strictly one course miner. I'm not just GPUs, all in GPUs. That's all we're doing. I'm not just a CPU miner. I'm not just an ASIC. I just mine whatever is profitable. And if something's profitable and that looks like it maintains some type of value moving forward and could do something, then I'm okay with mining it on an ASIC and stuff and possibly purchasing an ASIC or something for that specific coin. Like Caspa, a lot of people think it's going to do very, very well, and eventually you're going to need one of those ASICs. So as time goes by and people, just like previously, all the GPU miners absolutely despised FPGAs and ASICs previously to the ETH merge, and we were saying, hey guys, it's not going to look too hot. I don't care. You can't just go to what to mine at the time. Now we have hashrate.no and think things are going to be profitable. It's not. And now we see the evolution of how miners are actually looking at things and, oh, wow, you know, you're actually kind of right here. Things weren't looking too good once Ethereum left because of the hardware that was online and so on. And people are now looking into more efficiency, better miners. That involves ASICs as well as FPGAs. So it's just an evolution, guys. And we're going to keep on going through it over and over and over again. Anyway, so yeah, that's just a few 2 cents on that. Do you still focus Duro or back to BTR? It's BTRM now, not BTM. But yeah, I know what you're talking about. Or RTM. Right now, I am on Duro again. I was on, what was that? I was on Raptorium for a bit. I was on Panda Night for a bit. I was on Epic Cash for a bit. I've been bouncing all around when the Duro hash rate is around 500 mega hash plus because that's a lot of hash rate. Now, Duro has been gaining price gains. You know, I remember it sitting around $5 to $6, and $6 was pretty high in the bear market, and I had no problem selling at $6. Now it's actually, no, never mind. I'm talking Canadian prices right now. I'm on USD right now. Now Duro's been seeing Canadian wise anywhere from $9.50 to $12. So it's almost doubled in the past couple months as the baseline. So I feel Duro has a lot of things, but again, it comes down to once it's over 500 mega hash, I'm only making around $35 a day or something with it with 500 mega hash. So I do wait for it to drop below 400 and I start pointing towards other coins in that. And I just by looking at network difficulties, what's going to give them the most coins, what's going to be the most profits. I'm always looking at my spreadsheet, my calculators, and figuring out what I should point my rigs and stuff to. But yeah, so right now I am back on Duro though, because the hash rate is, it's getting close to 500 again, but it has been down to like 270 for the past couple days, and it was making some pretty nice bank there again, but we'll see what happens. I haven't checked on it this morning yet. I say in terms of price, it has already reached $18 in the past. I'm holding it. Yeah, I feel Duro's going to do big. It's going to do great. And that's another thing why, a lot of people are, I don't know, like ZK. That's why I always say, you guys, privacy has a future with everything that's going on everywhere and all this stuff, and everyone's spying on everybody. I feel privacy has a huge future, and that's another reason why I'm kind of spec mining. I don't usually spec mine my GPUs. I normally, if Ironfish wasn't here, I would probably have them shut off right now, but it's a little bit profitable, so it does cover my power. So I am spec mining in hope. Remember, this is hopium. I don't know if it's going to do anything. If it doesn't, we're out. Whatever. At least all it costed me was some power that it's at least covering by itself. Now, I'm not investing in the coin. I'm not buying the coin or anything like that. This is not an investing channel. No, not financial advice in any way, shape, or form. But I am mining it, and all I'll lose is power that it's covering itself anyway. So I'm okay with that. And due to the fact of the ZKP, the zero knowledge proof. Now, I still don't know 100% how this thing even works, but in theory, it's great. I think it has something that has massive potential to actually be implemented on the main things that crypto is supposed to be by. Now, it does have huge backings. I don't know who the big players are behind that, but some people with some deep pockets and companies are behind Ironfish. But think about it. Merchants. It's geared towards merchants of, and crypto was originally intended to undermine the traditional fiat system. That's where I see a crypto. Using crypto to buy and sell things. That's what I do. I do it all the time. I use crypto almost every day that I mine crypto. I'm not really hodling for huge runs, but I'm holding obviously Ironfish for a little bit here. But the 0KP thing, that is the proof of transactions. You can prove that you sent something somewhere. You can prove that you actually did this, but it's not telling you who did it. So you can still prove the transactions. You can prove everything is going on, but you just can't prove where it's coming, but who it's coming from and buy and stuff like that. So I feel that's a good thing. Like, I just bought that. Prove that. Did you send it to me? Prove it that you sent it to me. Okay. Well, I got this coming in from somewhere. I don't know who, but it's coming in. So, okay, must be you or something. That's kind of what's happening there. So it'll be interesting to see how it happens. Now, it could just flop and die like a fish, or it might do something. We have no idea. That's where the spec mining part comes in. BIP 234. What is that? What's BIP 234? What's going on with that? Is it right time to buy ASICs right now? Is Bitcoin halving is coming? Your thoughts? Hey, Secure C, what's going on? So, yeah, we're probably at that time where if you really remember, when it comes down to buying hardware and everything, don't really invest to it unless, one, you really believe in the coin, and two, you might have money that you can just burn and don't care about. If you can afford to throw that in the garbage, then go all in. This is not financial advice, but with all that out of the way, disclaimer stuff, it's always up to you and doing your own research, but we're getting into that time where it is the best time to look for the hardware. We have so much skepticism out there, obviously, where you look, Reddit, everywhere. GPU mining to most people is dying, the profits aren't there, I don't want to mine for cents, and so on. So that means things are getting cheaper. ASIC side, things are very cheap right now. We got freaking like KD box 2s are going for like what, $400 to $500, when the mini KD boxes in the last bull run, the first version, we're going for $4,000. So everything, ASIC side and everything is cheap right now. Once we have until the Bitcoin halving. Let's look it up. When is the Bitcoin halving, so we can kind of get a guesstimation here of when we're going to start seeing now we're going to start seeing ASIC increases here in pricing probably very soon. But what do we got here? BTC halving. Let's just look at NiceHash. We're just going to use NiceHash. NiceHash is actually decent for their blogs and their calculators on forkings and halvings. So we're going to check them out. Now remember, we're looking at the block. Just because it says an estimated time and date doesn't mean it's accurate. It's all based on how many blocks are being found. So you check this now and you check it from a week from now. It could be like a total month difference here, just depending on how many blocks went through, hash rate coming on or offline. But we're looking at the halving for June 6th. So what was it, last month before, it was saying sometime in May. Now we're at June. It could be back next week saying May again. We don't know. But we're at June 6th. So usually It takes about 3 or 4 months after the Bitcoin halvings till things really start playing out. It's not an instant thing. It doesn't just have the next day we're in a bull run. That's not how some people are saying that. Oh, halving's here, we're going to a bull run like the next day. No. So we do have to give it a little bit of a delay here. It is about 3 to 4 months, and it's always been a couple months after the halving. So here we're looking at June. So June, July, August, September. That's about makes sense about time what should happen based on the past as well. Usually the past halvings, I think they were in May, April, May-ish type of thing. So, and then we usually saw things happen around the end of summer. So yeah, I'm thinking around September-ish. It could be a month before, a month after. I don't know. I'm just giving a rough timeline high, guys. We cannot predict the future. But around September of 2024, I feel the bull run will start beginning. Now, by bull run, I don't mean we're just going to shoot up and start rocketing to all-time highs. That's not what's going to happen. That's where we're going to start seeing increased price. You know, Bitcoin, 40,000, 42,000, 44,000, 45,000, 48, 50. You know, it's going to be a constant climb. We're going to see some dips. Obviously, it can't just keep going up and never come down. We're going to see some dips, but we're going to see a steady climb from this point moving forward. And then 2025 will hit. Probably around October, November is when we'll see the all-time highs across this. We could have a spike, obviously, before that. We almost seen 2 big spikes happen in 2021. I can't remember when the first one is, but the all-time high of Bitcoin did happen around November 15th or 16th, which is the same time it happened in 2017 as well. So we're looking around that type of timeline here, October to November, for the absolute peak in 2025. So that's how I kind of think it's going to play out. A few months after the halving, we're going to start seeing the inclines going up, and then the end, November-ish, October, November of 2025, we'll see the all-time highs. With that being said, that's usually when you're going to want to start selling your crypto, not financial advice, because 1 year from the all-time high usually falls rock bottom. Everyone will say, oh, it's different this time. It's different this time. It's not going to be different anytime. It's the same every time. They just don't want you to know about these. These cycles can make a lot of people very, very rich. Not financial advice, but we look back. Like, let's take a look at this. Let's have a quick week-see at this. So let's just look at Bitcoin price. Get a rough idea of what's going on here. So, you know, you'll talk to an analyst, or someone will say this, or someone will say that. It's not this. This is happening in the world. First thing with crypto, ignore the frickin' world. Who cares what's going on with it right now? We're talking about crypto. We're not talking about recession here, that there, banks collapsing there. You know, these things you can use that news for your day-to-day type of trading. But when it comes to the cycles, don't ignore them. They're there, and they seem to play out very well. So we're going to go to all here of Bitcoin, and let's just look at this. So you can see this little blip right here. This little blip is actually a bull run. It might not look like a bull run compared to the size of the bull runs we've been having, but this is in fact a 100% bull run, and it was in 2013. We're going back. See, it's looking a lot better now. So look at this. $12 Bitcoin. $12 Bitcoin, 2012, 2013. Started 2013, $29 Bitcoin. Here we are. Bam. What month are we in? Oh, we're in November 29th of 2013. We had 1,100 Bitcoin. That was a massive gain. Like, seriously, going from like $20 Bitcoin to freaking almost $1,200. We're at $1,129. That's a huge bull run. That is massive. And then we move forward here, and let's just kind of go back this. We move forward here, and then let's just look at the one time. So this happened about 1 year and a month later, and this kind of comes into my my predictions here of the bottom usually seems to be falling 1 month sooner than the previous cycle. So here we can see November 29th is the all-time high, and the bottom fell about here January of 2015. So we go 13. Now, obviously, it doesn't seem like because that's 2 years, but that's actually only 1 year. So 1 year from the all-time high is right here. We just got to jump to the next month. So we got January of 2015. 13 months later, we found the absolute bottom from the all-time high. Now we're going to go fast forward exactly 4 years into the future. 2013 moves us to 2017. Let's just look at 2017, and here we are yet again. So 2017, we're going to go to the start of 2017 here. So let's go January. We're sitting at $895 to $900 Bitcoin. And this is when people really started talking about it. Bitcoin shot to like $16,000, $17,000. Whoa, that is insane. Now let's look at this. We're in December. this time we had the bull run happen in December. Now we're actually going to have the bottom happen in December, 1 month prior to the 2013 one. Here we can see exactly 1 year. We're December to the bottom, which actually fell right here, December. Exactly 1 year from the all-time high was the bottom. That's crazy. And I believe this one here, the first one, the 2013 to 14 was about 82% of a drop. And then we're moving into the 2017, 2018. It was about 80. No, the first one was 82. The second was, this one was 84%. Something, I can't remember. It was slightly higher each time. And now we're going to lead into the very next one. And here we can see the 2021 run that just happened. And we went from, where's 2021 here? This is where the start of the bull run is going to happen. This is what I'm talking. This is next year for us in terms of what we have now. So it's actually going to start way up here, our next bull run. But here we're coming into 2020 here, 2021, and now we went boom. And we can see we had the two spikes here, but here's the absolute all-time high. The all-time high happened again, November 10th of 2021, exactly 4 years later, not on the date, but within the month. 4 years later, we had this happen, and here we are at 64,000 Bitcoin, and then again, exactly 1 year. We go, or 1 year from the all-time high down to the bottom, we came in to the bottom, which means it's always followed by this, which is why I'm saying 2025 around November we're going to see the peak, and then 1 year following that in 2026 we're going to be back at the bottom again. Now you can argue that it happens every time. This exchange collapsed, that's why. That happened, that collapsed. Who cares why it happened? The point is it happens every single time. Binance might be the next one to frickin' collapse. We have no idea. They're doing the exact same thing FTX is doing right now. They just got away with it this time. So they could be the next ones to collapse in the next bull run. We don't know, but regardless what happens, it's going to happen. Either someone collapses or a major bill comes out, we're still going to hit another bottom 1 year later. It's just the way everything always plays out, which is why I always say, ignore the world. Who cares what's going on? Who cares what the media wants to tell you about volatility and this is that happening? Follow the cycles. It is that easy. Everyone says, oh, it's not that easy. It's impossible. There's no way you can predict it. No. But if we follow this, it's doing the exact same thing. They don't want you to know. The elites don't want you to know that this is happening, because then you'll be financial free. They don't want that to happen for everybody. If you're able to figure this out, which is right in front of you, just like everything is all the time, then they got the business schools and this, and they say, no, it's not happening because of this, it's not happening because of that. It's because they're taught their own method that the elites want everyone to know. Therefore, they have more backup people to relay their plan. It's pretty much, I sound like a big conspiracy guy right now, but everything's laid out right in front of us. Ignore what everybody says about it. Play the cycles. You'll most likely win, is all I'm trying to point out here. Again, it all comes down to doing your own research. Use the current news. Use everything for your day trading. I don't day trade, but I do see the cycles right in front of me, and it does the exact same thing every single time around the exact same time. So it just looks straightforward to me. Anyway, so anybody agree with that? Disagree with that? Let me know your thoughts on that. Like, does it look pretty? It looks pretty basic, huh? It's a pretty simple process. You don't have to buy and sell every day and stuff. Just use the 4 years to your example. So myself personally, looking at this again, not financial advice. I have to say that all the time, but judging by this, I would wait till around October, November, see a price or something spike. Will most likely be at the high there. I'll probably dump my Bitcoin. I'll dump everything most likely and just wait. Get back in. The bottom will fall a year later. Everyone says it's different this time. No, it's not. It'll go back down. Buy back in. Quadruple up your amount of coins you have. Wait for that cycle to roll out again. Do it. Like, that's what I plan on doing this time. We'll see what happens. If it works in my favor, I have no idea. But it's just kind of things that have been happening. So we'll see what happens. You can gift the blame if you can blame. Yeah, not financial advice. Do your own research. Oh, craziness. Yeah, exactly. It seems too simple, so it makes you nervous, and that's the whole point of it. Everything is fairly simple once you kind of figure it out. Everything is an algorithm, a schedule. Everything's on schedule. Elections are every 4 years. Is that a coincidence? Maybe. Is this happening every 4 years? Coincidence? Maybe. But everything seems to play a role all the time. Every, instead of 4 years, they say, oh, you have your 100-year storms, you have your 50-year this, your 6-month that's, your 7-year insect infestation. Everything's on like a cycle. As much as you don't want to believe it, everything is right in front of us. So yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys, yeah, well, we got 138 viewers, 48 likes. Smash that like button, guys. And if you're just tuning in, and for you guys that have been here, I do have links to both Osprey, the E300s, E100s with discount codes in the description. And Coastal Crypto also has been, it looks like they've been getting their hands on some FPGAs here as well. I do have a discount code and a link down below for that. But what are they've been getting some FPGAs, and they seem kind of high. I don't know what the price of FPGAs are right now, though. I guess it comes down to demand. Oh, it's not even listed here. Oh, yeah, someone asked about this thing. I don't know anything really about the multimedia M2 FPGA. So obviously it's an FPGA, which means bit streams. So there's a Cadena bit stream. So I guess you can still mine Cadena with FPGAs, which makes sense, I guess, seeing how it's a gradual progression. But this is interesting. 8 gigahash at 1,000 watts. That leads me to the Osprey. They're saying this new one is 8.8 gigahash. What is the power consumption though on it? 300 watt. Oh wait, 150 to 300 watts. So, but then again, remember this is dedicated. Actually, they're all FPGAs. In theory, that must just depend on the FPGA chip you have. Because in theory, I don't know if this is preloaded with multiple FPGAs. It can mine everything at the same time. Or maybe it just mines one at a time. You swap the bit streams around, or I don't know how this works. It's interesting. I just don't know how it works. Do you guys have one of these? Do you guys know how this thing works? Any of you guys? How does this work? It's very interesting. I don't even know. But this thing, you do have to load a different bit stream every time you want to mine something, but it does look like it has quite a bit better performance than the M2. I don't know what the pricing is on that though. What is $23.97? Yeah, that's expensive too. But that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at the FPGAs. Where are they at? They're under something else here. Shop. Are they under GPUs? No, we don't have. Okay, not there. Where is it? Accessories. Let's just click straight up on shop. See what pops up. Okay, what do we got? Ah, here they are. Refurbished, modified, FK33, VU33P FPGAs. So it looks like $997. Excluding sales taxes. So they do have FPGAs here available for people if you are looking. I do have links, but again, I don't know what an FPGA is worth. I don't know how it's working. And I just mentioned Radiant and other coins will be available. So I don't know the hash rate, but in theory, like, I guess you can spend $900 on a GPU and get multi-versatility. Or you could spend, I guess, $1,000 on an FPGA, which most likely will take over all the most profitable coins right now and be far more superior than a GPU. So there's so much decisions we have to make right now. Like, do we upgrade into versifying more into an FPGA farm now, or what? I don't know. It's so many decisions. It's crazy right now. FPGA plugged into PCI Express slots. Yes, they do. But I believe they run off a USB. It might depend on the FPGA. I know through looking at some of Panda's FK33s, they actually use like the micro USB plugs into them for their data and everything. Even though they have the slot for a riser and stuff that you can sit it on, they don't actually transmit their data through it. So again, I don't know. I'm trying to get my hands on some FPGA so I can actually do FPGA content and have an idea of what I'm actually talking about. But right now, everything is just speculation. I don't know how they perform. I don't know how you set them up. I don't know nothing about them. And I really wish I'm trying to change that. So we'll see what happens. Works on less coins though. Yes, FPGAs do work on less coins because again, you need that bit stream in order for them to work. And bit streams can be, some of them are hidden behind costs. Like, Dev might make a bit stream for a coin, but you won't get it unless say, hey, you might want $50 for it or $100 for it in order for you to get that bit stream from them. So there's also the extra costs involved in that. Now, Team RedMiner is free software that does drop it. They do have a 10% dev fee though, and it all depends on the support when they implement it. So there's a whole bunch of different scenarios, and it's a whole nother world to introduce to miners that I need to get my foot in the door and get my hands on an FPGA to check out. It can work in OCTOMINER case. In theory, yes, but again, the data is not through the riser. It's through the actual the whatever it's called. Like I just said, the USB mini port there. I don't know. So you might have, I don't know if it actually works in OCTOMINER with that being said, because you need another data entry point to plug that in instead of the riser. So like you might have to plug the plug in and then put that into the riser, which means now it doesn't have a slot for the FPGA to actually sit in. So yeah, I don't know. I have to play with one. I cannot answer these questions. I apologize. You know, if Panda was here, you know, maybe Crypto Mikkel, one of those guys, they know a little bit about FPGAs. I sadly don't, and I really wish I did. Do you know the official Discord URL for Radiant? Let me check. I'm not sure. Am I in Radiant? Let me see if I'm in Radiant's Discord. Radiant. Are you in here? Radiant. I'm pretty sure I'm in Radiant's Discord. XDeg. Skydoze. What is Pozu? I don't know what that is. Gecko Coin. Oh my gosh, I'm in some of these I shouldn't be in anymore. They're like dead project. Dragon Coin. Wow, it's been, I think that's dead, isn't it? That totally died a while ago. Radiant. Yeah, RXD right here. So let's see if I can do an invite for people. Mass invite. So how do I invite people? Radiant. Server boost. Invite people. Well, let me. Hidden. Use copy button. Okay. All right, so I'm going to send this in to the chat for you guys, and we'll see. There it is. So if that works, that works. If it doesn't, I apologize. But that's the Discord I'm in, so hopefully it's not a bad one. But no, I believe that's their Radiant Discord right there. So hopefully that helped you out. Read into it then what a FPGA is. It's easy. Oh, the field gate array. Like, I understand what it is. I just mean I don't understand how you set them up and plug it in and getting the data and stuff. I understand what the FPGA is and does, but what the questions people are asking, will it work in OCTOMINER, setups, plugs, loading the bit stream, things like that. I can't answer those types of questions until, you know, I get some type of hands-on experience. Correct. My C11 FPGA needs to be connected via USB and also in the PCI slot. Okay, interesting. So it needs both, Nerd Beast. And you have a C11. Those things are expensive. They're like $2,500 or something crazy. But they're good. They're good. Oh, yeah, Red Fox. He does FPGA stuff, too. That's true. That is Correcto Mundo as well. I forgot about that. But, yes, he has them. My experience with FPGA is Baikal. They are great for 2 years until Bitmain or Apollo introduces an ASIC. If they didn't introduce an ASIC, it's because the SEC is suing the coin and the coin tanked. Oh, that's very interesting. But right now, so, you know, if you already have the FPGA, obviously, you know, options are coming. We're going to have Nexus soon, most likely. You're going to have RXD very, very soon. You still have Caspa right now. Ergo potentially has a bit stream, so you can mine Ergo on those things right now. What else is there? Alephium, maybe Ironfish will turn into it. So all the profitable coins right now, though, in theory, right now, every coin that's profitable on a GPU that's bringing profitability to us is going to be gone to FPGAs and eventually ASICs, most likely. So there's your next step if you have an FPGA. Start eyeballing these coins and trying to wait for them bit streams to emerge, because it sounds like they're almost here. And then GPUs, we're still gonna be left with, you know, hopefully Ravencoin explodes, hopefully Flux explodes. Like, we're not, the coins that are giving us profits, they're not gonna be here, and it's kind of frustrating because I do want to get more GPUs, but I'm really up in the air right now and saying, you know, forget about it. I might skip this entire bull run for GPUs and stick with stacking more CPUs, possibly ASICs, because I feel just due to this very thing, we still need a lot of price discovery. We need a lot of explosions to happen on the coins that are currently going to be there that we know of for sure. Something could still come around that we don't know about. Don't get me wrong there. Something could definitely still happen. Something could have, you know, Flux could, maybe it'll do 1,000x or something. That'd be insane. It'd be awesome, but insane. So it could still happen, but you know, I might skip it. I feel 2029 might be a better option for that. So I think going into this bull run, I don't know. It's so, I can't give anyone's my opinion right now because I'm conflicted on my own. 5,000 series will be dropping next year just when the bull run is beginning. So that's another big thing too. Another major thing is that's when the 3,000 series dropped prior in 2020. For the Ethereum, that bull run in 2021, the 3000 series dropped. That's the GPU that just made mad money. Now we have the 5000 series dropping right before the next bull run. So this is another thing we got to keep an eye on. What coins are going to be around at that time, and how will this 5000 series do? So I think I'm skipping the 4000 series. I'm probably skipping any used market 3070s right now, just waiting for potentially maybe grabbing a couple GPUs of the 5000 series and see how that goes. And then if GPU prices go up in price, like scalper markets hit, I might try offloading and dumping my 3000 series and maybe trying to pick that up. Because that's what I did last time. I had 12, 13 Polaris cards and stuff. You know, right now they're only going for like $50 Canadian again. But I did sell a couple of those at that time for like $600 a piece. 4 gigabyte cards for $600 a piece. So I offloaded those. That's how I got my 3000 series. I keep moving to more efficiency. You know, one 3060 Ti was more efficient and same hash rate as two 570s, and it took about 1.5 of those to buy that thing, because the market and everything, well, actually only one, because MSRP was 550. I stood in line, but I do that. So next gen I might try to just dump my 3000 series and go back to more efficiency, because I always like to run the most efficient miners. Yeah, my farm might lose a little bit of hash rate, or it might gain it depending on the performance of the 5000 series, but because my hash to watt ratio is going to be 2 gens better, it's probably going to be making me a lot more than if I kept my 3000 series. And it's just pretty much a straight swap across. So in theory, I don't really have to worry about ROIs in general, because, well, those already ROI themselves at 1,000 times over with Ethereum. So now I'm just swapping them out through selling them and stuff and just upgrading to those for pretty almost straight across. So it isn't really an ROI thing in this factor anymore. And that's kind of what I do with my hardware, is I just swap out for efficiency. So yeah, I don't know. It all depends on different ways you look at things. More explosions. Call Willie E. Coyote. Wiley E. Coyote, he knows how to stir and blow up. Yeah, that's true. Wiley E. Coyote is the master of blowing himself up. Well, grabbing a bag of BTRM before going back to RTM. Yeah, do it for sure. Why not? Speaking of that, I haven't checked on my nodes for a while. Let's take a look at those. Do I have it here? Oh, not that one. There we go. Pecunia. How you doing, good old? I don't know. Pecunia. Sometimes I just call it Petunia. Why not? So what do you got here? I got 2 BTRM nodes and a single Raptorium node. So my Raptorium node itself has paid has dished. How long have I had it going for? It says 118 days. It's paid me 96,988 Raptorium. Now that is at 0 power cost. That's good. I just updated Bitorium. Funny story. I'm always on top of all this stuff when the next block halvings are happening. This is happening, and I totally forgot. I knew Bitorium last month had the new halving schedule, or the collateral node increase to 1.8 million, which is the max. It won't do it anymore. I knew it was coming up, and then I totally forgot about it. And then one day, like last week or something, I went to check. Yeah, exactly 7 days ago. 1 week ago, I went to check. I'm like, oh, my nodes aren't online. What's going on? And I was like, what's happening? My wallet's good. It's also the same day I reinstalled Windows on my PC. So I thought maybe I messed something up. And I'm looking, my wallet's working. I restored it. I checked this. Nothing's going on. Then finally I went through all the paths. I said, oh, crap. I'm like a couple thousand blocks past the collateral increase. No wonder my nodes are down. So there's Rabid. Fell behind, totally forgot about the node increase. So then I updated my collateral and I got them all rolling again. So yeah, I don't believe I forgot about that. And then that was the main thing I was kind of waiting for as well, because the first day or two, you get huge gains on that because so many nodes fall off. So there's less nodes online, which means less nodes are getting that 1,000 per block. So that means less blocks. You're getting more per day. And, I let it play out. Like, I was a few days behind and then finally got it online. So how many nodes are online right now? I just got to wait for it to switch. We're at 909. Let's let it swap to the BTRM one right now. So there's 283. I think there's around 340. So we're still up a little bit in terms of nodes offline from the collateral increase. But yeah, I don't believe I forgot about that. That was another thing in Discord. Yeah, I went into Discord, my own Discord. I looked at the BTRM channel. Oh, collateral went up. Oh, yeah. Great. How did I forget about this? But yeah, it happens. It happens to everybody, right? Raven to $10. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome if Raven hit $10 for sure. Definitely. It'd be awesome if Raptorium hit $10. That'd be amazing. I don't know how much Raptorium I have. Like I don't mind saying how many coins of whatever I have. I'm not hiding anything. You guys can know what I have. Like Raptorium, I think I'm around little over 2 million coins or something. I have a full node plus the rewards coming from that is going into iNodes. That way iNodes is stacking on top of that as well from the rewards and so on. So I got that. You know, I got 2 nodes of Bitorium. I don't know what that works out to be, like 3 point some million. So, you know, any small gains across these would be awesome. Now, originally, when Raptorium pumped last time to about 8 cents, I did have around $48,000 worth of Raptorium at that time. I don't remember. It wasn't even enough for a full node at that time. So I don't know how much Raptorium that was, but it was awesome. Obviously, the CPUs, if I would have sold everything, the CPUs would definitely all have been paid for a couple times over. But I'm holding on to it. It's still in the nodes because it is now still earning, well, I guess about it. Actually, the node Raptorium node rewards actually went down. So they have a schedule going on. They're not 1,000 Raptorium anymore. It's about 980 or 990 now, I think. And it's going to keep going down a little bit every month. So now Raptorium is technically on a Caspa block reward reduction. Now, it's not severe. It doesn't work out to be a halving every year. It's a little bit every month. But, you know, over an X amount of years, it will kind of add up. So we'll see what happens by the time next bull run comes in. But it is harder. It is getting harder to get Raptorium now. Plus, they have their whole futures update coming, and I don't know. Things are going to get crazy here, I feel, for Raptorium. Now, I'm not trying to pump the coin because I have a whole bunch of them. I'm hoping this thing explodes, but they are doing things that I feel once price discovery smashes it out, I think we're going to see some crazy stuff. So, yeah, mine away, guys, mine away. CPUs to the moon. RTM, if it went back to 8 cents, your node is worth 144,000. Yeah, that's just a node. So yeah, that'd be sweet. RTM shill. Fudweiser. RTM shill, as he messaged me this morning. I need help updating my wallet. I got my, you know, I'll also have a lot more coins coming in from the nodes and stuff as well. So that's another thing. The stream interruption over here. Oh, you're getting an interruption? Oh no. Maybe I have my bit rate set wrong. Remember, I just said I'm back. Is it interrupting everybody? Was there an ad or something? Or did the stream like just cut out? Like, what's going on? Maybe I have to reset my bit stream. I was 10 seconds long. Yes. What? You're back. Okay, so there is something issue. Hold on. Let me adjust some stuff here. Let me check my settings. I can't remember what I set this up. Output. Was it messing up last week at all? Anyone know? Maybe they're watching a bunch of shows. Remember, I do have crappy internet here, which is why I cannot run my own Flux nodes or anything. I only have an upload of 10 megabytes. So I have a down of 50, up of 10. I've been thinking about Starlink potentially, but I think you only get an upload of that of anywhere from 6 to 10. It depends. It's variant. So I don't think that's worth it of getting that either. But I'm going to my output here. I have my bit rate set to 4,500. I can't remember what I usually have it set at. Maybe I have it set a little lower usually. I can't remember. We'll see. Cut out, but you're back. Okay, 10 megabyte uplink will mess up a live stream. 10 megabyte uplink. That's all I have though is 10. That's all I've had for a long time. It never messes up. But in my streaming software, I set it to 4,500. I might have only had it set for 4,000 last time or something. So I might have it set for a little more to pull a little more bandwidth, and maybe it's messing up. But we'll see. Upload on Starlink is not great. Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. Like, it doesn't look too great. The down's good, but the up doesn't look too hot. There's nothing available for me where I am. It sucks. Everything's available for everything is fine there on a 4G phone. Okay, well, that's all right then. Maybe it's all your guys' internet. It's not me. I'm just kidding. It's most likely me. We'll see what happens. So anyway, what do we got here? What time is it? We've been here for an hour. There's still some more things to talk about. What was I going to talk about? What else we got happening? Let's go. Oh, I don't want to start any crazy. Nah, I don't really want to start anything about mining pools yet. But I did notice something. I don't know what's going on. I got to do a lot more testing. But so obviously we know the hash rate exploded. Look at the Ironfish hash rate. It came right down, which means yield is coming up. But I was on FlexPool for a bit. And then I was getting about a little over 1 coin a day. That was around this area here. Hash rate peaked. Then I was down to about 0.5 a couple days ago. So I was down to about 0.5 Ironfish per day, about 130 gigahash a couple days ago. Now the hash rate's actually picking up a bit. So I was at the low here, and I was about 0.5 to 0.6 ironfish per 24 hours estimated at Flexible. I was like, that don't seem right. The hash rate's going down. The difficulty does look like it adjusts fairly fast compared to that. It's nothing like Ergo where it takes epochs and weeks and depending on the hash rate up down type of thing. It adjusts fairly fast. So I was like, what's going on here? So then I moved to try out Hero Miners, and I almost doubled my yields. I'm just like, whoa, the hash rate actually went up. So when I was on Flexible getting 0.5, it was at like 3.7 petahash. Right now we're upwards of 4.66 with the unknowns now, and they're both at about 3.7. And now we're up on hash rate in theory based on the entire network, and I have more yields. So I don't want to start any type of crazy conspiracy thing saying what happened. Is Flexible doing the same thing with Zill here, or what's happening? But I'm getting more yields. I'm going to go back and see if my yields remain the same as Hero Miners once I get my payout, because I set it for 2 iron, so it's going to take a couple days. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to go back and forth and see what's happening here. But yeah, I couldn't believe it. It's crazy. It's crazy. I don't know what's happening. Ever since Ethereum, it seems like they've just been going downhill. I don't know. I would love fiber myself as well. That'd be awesome. Have you experienced solo mining to your Ironfish node? You get a banned connection from a rig. I have not tried yet because there's issues. So if you guys are unfamiliar, I don't understand why this even happened. Why is it a thing? Personally, I feel that maybe they should have delayed Ironfish some more, especially if they broke it right at mainnet. Now, Ironfish is not broken. Don't get me wrong. Don't be saying, hey, Rabid says Ironfish is broken. What's he talking about? No. So on testnet, I showed you guys how to fire up your node, upgrade it, mine to it. It was a pretty simple process enabling pool mode. Now, for some stupid reason, right at mainnet launch, they decided to do this version 2 stratum thing. And then that's what boosted everyone's hash rate up and everything, right? It's because they cut the memory by the bytes of the hash. I don't know how it works. You have to ask the miner dev how it works. They kind of explained to me. I don't know. But they cut the size of the hash bytes needed to load to find the hash down by like half or even more. That's why we're seeing such huge spikes in hash rate over Alephium at Blake 3. So they did this right at mainnet. And now we can, if you want to get the increase, you got to install a third party, pretty much stratum bridge, like we did do with what we did with Caspa to mine to our node there. And I haven't really figured it out yet. I want to. I haven't really looked into it, to be honest with you. I didn't look into it too much yet. But this is what we need right here. And I'll actually put the link in for you guys. So you kind of got to build it yourself. You got to use Yearn and multiple different things. I feel for most miners out there, it's just going to be too complex and not worth it for most of you. But I still think it's something I want to try out and get going. But you do need this Kearney's, which is the Team Red Miner, one of the Team Red Miner devs. His Ironfish Stratum deal here, and you gotta install it, use your Yarn, and I don't know the full details, but you need this and then install Ironfish on top of this. And because this is an older date, you then got to merge the latest version of the Ironfish node into this as well, and then you get the Stratum boost to solo mine to your node. Now, yeah, I just don't know right now. But there's a whole bunch of steps you got to do, and it's pretty stupid. So I wish they would have just had everything correct and then released mainnet, personally, because that was a big thing here. That was one of my big things. I love solo mining to my node, and to help decentralization and everything else, just build a node, mine to it, awesome. And it's broken right at mainnet. Decided to change everything right when they released mainnet. I don't know why. And it doesn't even do anything. Maybe they just, because they wanted to grab more miners from Alephium. Here's a conspiracy. Here's Rabid theory number 1. You guys ready for this? Rabid theory number 1. Hold on.
Rabid theory number 1. Ironfish. You cannot trick the masses.
I don't know. Was that a thing? That didn't even work? I don't know what's going on. Okay, so Rabid theory number 1. This is what I think happened here. It is not so fast. I have to talk slower when I'm in that voice, I guess. So a lot of people just look like with not Team Red, think of even Ethereum, an LHR unlocker, and how everyone wants more hash. A miner comes out with more hash. Everything comes with more hash. You think you're getting more. That is not the case. So we go from normal version stratum. Say we're only getting 2 gigahash on a lithium, 2 gigahash on ironfish. You're going to be making the same amount with 2 gigahash on, on ironfish hash rate. You all have 2 gigahash, same as a lithium. All right, awesome. Now all of a sudden they release a stratum. We're now seeing 6 gigahash, 8 gigahash on a single GPU. We're like, awesome. We're mining like crazy. We're gonna pull miners off of a lithium because they're getting so much more hash rate here. That's not the case. You are still gonna be getting the exact same amount of rewards. The only people who will benefit from this are the miners who get there first for the first hour. That's it. Nothing else. Once all the hash rate maintains and everyone upgrades, it's going to be exactly the same. The same amount of hardware is still on the chain. It's adjusting to where it is. Every GP, every 3080 is now hashing the exact same. We have the exact same. It's just a fake switch setting off to try and pull miners probably to it from a lithium or something. So I think it was pointless to do the stratum change unless it had something to do with the FPGAs and they didn't want them on them yet. That's all I can think of. But eventually it's going to be exact same rewards. It's nothing major. Like we look at it right now, we're seeing, you could have 1 petahash before the version 2 stratum, or you could have 3 petahash with the exact same amount of hardware. You guys are still going to be getting the same amount. Difficulty adjust. Everyone's hashing the same. The same hardware is there. Same rewards are going to be there. And so it's just, I don't know. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy. So I think it was just an artificial thing kind of going out there. Now, maybe in theory, the difficulty might adjust even higher and everyone's going to get actually less rewards, but we're still dealing with the same hardware. So maybe they should just put everything down, tweak a miner so that everything does 1 hash. Everyone's hashing at 1 hash. There you go. Equal. Everyone will be making more ironfish. Oh, crazy. I don't know. We'll see what happens. Bad capper simps like me. Not so fast. Let's care. May try putting rigs on Wi-Fi rather than Ethernet. See if that helps. That's interesting. Actually, when I got that solo Bitcoin miner there from Bitcoin Merch, it was actually the opposite for me. Maybe because my router is older, it might not have the fastest Wi-Fi antennas built into it or something. But when I was on Wi-Fi, I was only getting like 120, 130 gigahash on it. And then I bought an adapter for LAN because usually we shut our Wi-Fi off anyway. So everything I have is hardwired in for my rigs. So I bought an adapter that you could plug an Ethernet cable into the little Raspberry Pi on it, the little display thing, through the USB. And I plugged it in and I almost 2x'd my hash rate. Now I'm at to the 280 gigahash and stuff that it's supposed to be at from 120 on when it was on my Wi-Fi. So running LAN to that, and it could come down to, again, it probably was due to the fact that maybe my router's just too old and it's dishing out slow Wi-Fi. But I did, doubled up my hash rate from going into a LAN over using Wi-Fi. Agree. RabidMining, all hashes are equal, but some hashes are more equal than other hashes. Yeah, for sure. Totally. I need to move a rig or two into my house. Winter is approaching. Where do you live, 3 Fox? Where winter's approaching now? Are you messing with me? It's starting to get hot out where I am, but I don't know. Depending where you are, it should still be the same season, shouldn't it? It doesn't get winter unless you live in Alaska. Then it's always winter, kind of. I don't know what's going on. What do we got here? I mine solo to hero miners. Awesome. Have you been smashing out any blocks? Man, there's some people with a terahash of hash rate smashing out ironfish blocks. That's insane. That'd be awesome though, but that's insane. Absolutely insane. Now that's the big thing though. I really want actually some 4090s and stuff, but looking at the frickin' what's it called? Looking at the thingamajiggers of all the things. I don't know what I'm talking about. I lost my train of concentration right now. So let's just talk about something else. I'm late to the stream. What's the highlight of RXD news? So Chuck Danger 87. The highlight is E300s. I'm supposed to be testing one soon, and it sounds like within the next week or two, the E300s should have Radiant RXD bit streams available for them, which means FPGAs are about to smack dab GPUs out of the RXD market. Unless the price goes up high enough, it comes down to how many of these E300 sold, How many people have them? How many are still waiting for them to get to their house? How many are looking into? I know a lot of you guys are still, you've been asking me, should I get an E300 or should I get this? What should I do? So there's still a lot of people up in the air on purchasing E300s. I cannot answer that. It's totally up to you. We don't know how long the transition will be and all this, but obviously E300s are gonna look amazing here pretty soon. We just don't know how long it'll last. We don't know the transition period from FPGA over to ASIC, and we don't know how many of these FPGAs will go online. Eventually, it's going to get to the point, though, if enough FPGAs do go online, it's not going to make sense to be on GPUs. So then we're going to start seeing more GPUs fall offline, and then the FPGAs will eventually just take over. But it comes down to how many of these things are actually out there. That's the number we don't know for sure, because it is hard to get your hands on these things. 2 gigahash hit blocks in testnet early days like hot knife through butter. Yeah, I'm getting fiber soon. Cable is already installed. I just waiting for the contractor to liven it up. Should I expect latency improvement? Fiber? Yeah, I should definitely hope so. Getting fiber is some speedy stuff. Like what are you expecting? Like 200 down and up, or 500 down? I know some of those are in like gigas. Or is that called something else? Maybe it's not fiber. Maybe it's the gigafiber. So I don't know, but you can like some places have like a gigabyte up and down. That's insane. But yeah, you should definitely see latency improvements. Should hope. So far hit one ironfish block at 21% so far, up to 65%. Crazy. 100 megabytes 100. Oh my gosh, 100. That's the economic package is 100. I wish I had a choice for an economic package of 50 up and down. Like that's my big limit. I'm okay with 50 down. It's not the fastest thing, but I would really love, to get up at least 20, even 20 up. I'd be happy with doubling what I have now. But, having an ability for 100 up or down, that's insane. That's like what dreams are made of. Up 1 gig and down here. Oh my gosh. And then we got Jason there with up 1 gig up and down. That is insane. That is absolute dreams. Gigafiber here. $80 a month. See, $80 and I spend $90 for my garbage. Like Canadian internet, Canadian cell phones, Canadian everything. Absolutely the highest ripoff packages in the world. Like a cell phone where like 2 gigabytes of data is like over $100. Like it's stupid. And then we have our internet packages, at least $100. No, I think we're actually about 85 now for the internet. They had some promotional package. Yay, it's garbage. Still getting ripped off. And it's because it's only owned by a couple companies and nothing's regulated, nothing's everything. That's why I really want Helium. I wish Helium could do its thing. And a lot of people are losing faith in Helium, but I wish they would actually do what they want to do. And if they could actually do a decentralized internet and everything eventually, I'm all for it. I am all for it. I will 100% fire up Helium miners all over the place if I could get cheap next to free internet. Now, are they actually ever going to do that? I have no idea. But I'd do it. I'm all in if they did. Ground always frozen. Can't run the wires. Oh, that sucks. Helium is F. They're on Solana now, aren't they? Yeah, they're on Solana. It's kind of a pain now because I can't even see my Helium rewards anymore. So I have no idea even what's going on. I can't track my miner. I don't know how to work it yet. I got to go through the app and try to figure out how everything works on that new Helium wallet app, but it's kind of dumb. Can you do Starlink there? I love it here. Yes, I can get Starlink here, but that's the thing. I don't know how the upload is. The download supposedly is anywhere from 100 to 200 or something, but the upload is only like 6 to 10. I've just been looking around people, Reddit, looking at YouTube videos and stuff, seeing what people's upload speeds are. It doesn't look that good, and it varies a lot as well. So I don't know. I believe Elon is putting up more satellites to make things faster again, but as more people go on in your area base and it slows down, I just don't know if it's worth it for me. If the upload was 20 or higher, I'm all for it. I probably would spend a little extra and get Starlink, but I just don't see the value. I don't think it's fast enough or worth the upgrade currently. Upload is dependent on location, but my max is like 20. Okay, well, what's your low? What's your low on Starlink? Is it like 6, 10? Like I don't want to have to, you know, schedule my live stream. The next thing you know, bam, I'm on a 4 megabyte day or something. Okay, well, sorry guys, stream's canceled because Starlink doesn't want to work today. Low is 10. So that's about what I got now. I don't know. We'll have to see. I've been looking into it. I'll do more research, but I just don't know. I'm up in the air. But closer to 20. Interesting. It's being I have no idea what Red Putz is saying. It's a totally different language. It's steady. Okay, well, I'll look into it more. It might be an option for sure. We'll see. Maybe Elon will send me one. I doubt it. But they are having some type of Canadian sale or something. It's like 50% off or something right now. So we'll see. Okay, what else do we got here? Do we have any questions or anything, guys? Probably about to wrap this thing up. We've been here for a little while. Throat's getting a little on the dry side. Let me do some phone calls. Yeah, you do some phone calls. Get back to me. Get Elon's people to call my people. We'll figure something out. We installed the Starlink Maritime package on the ship I work on. Redundant dishes. We get 178 megabyte speed on it, but the cost is crazy. $5K per month for 5 ter. You have to pay for bandwidth? I thought it was unlimited. It's not unlimited? Okay, that's a totally different situation altogether. I gotta look into that again. If it's not unlimited, then I can't do that. Definitely not doing that. 5 terabyte bandwidth, 5K. Maritime is limited. I wonder what it'd be here though. That's crazy. Absolutely crazy. During the stream, I went up 1% on solo. Starlink is unlimited. Interesting. I guess it depends where you're. I guess it's location based on whether you're limited or not. So that's another thing gonna have to look into. RabidMining, great stream. So which FPGA you want to get? All of them. Fully electric. All of them. I want every single one. Which leads me to the next question. Oh, I don't know. Fully electric. Do you think? I don't have any confirmations on that, so I don't know if we should break that or not. Should we do some breaking or not breaking yet? Fully electric, let me know. You know what I'm talking about. You're the one that started it with the jazzers. Oh, crazy, crazy, crazy. I'll wait to see what Fully Electric says here. That'll decide if we wrap this up or do something crazy. Let the information flow. Oh, gosh. Here we go. All right. So, I don't know if this is true or not yet. I cannot confirm or deny anything. I'm trying to get more information, but, let's just all start from the beginning. First, remember we were talking about the Hashblade, script miners this year. The alleged scam L9 was happening out of Badger Crypto, whatever. So we're talking about new script miners maybe coming out this year. We don't know that the numbers of the Hashblade are that legit because they seem too good to be true. Now, there's another rumor flying that may or may not be true, and it comes in the term of the Jazz Miner, and not just Jazz Miner for Ethash, Jazz Miner for script. Yes, Dogecoin, Litecoin, Jazz Miner, which is supposed to be 5x more efficient than the best L7 out there, which puts us close to Hashblade numbers in a Jazz Miner. I don't know what the hash rate will be, but 5x efficiency and stuff, that's insane to think about, which is crazy efficiency, which is what we're seeing in the Hashblade. So does this mean more confirmation? Hashblade maybe is achieving this, and Jazz Miner could be releasing a script Jazz Miner that's crazy efficient. L7s are going to be really not looking like a good buy, especially where people have gone in the last couple months. So again, I cannot confirm or deny this. We are trying to get more information on this. Fully Electric is through Jingle Mining. I'm trying through Jingle Mining, as well as contacts within Jazz Miner themselves to see if this is confirmed. But that is the latest rumors that yes, Jazz Miner might be having a script miner coming out soon, and that thing would absolutely be beastly. on top of another legend of a jazz miner, Bitcoin miner, which looks absolutely insane. Like we kind of talked about that previously, but we're still trying to find confirmation on that. Seems like that is probably getting delayed a bit longer due to the script one now. But there's so much uncertainty. We don't know. And it's interesting because Bitmain, there's only one company that Bitmain really hasn't seemed to defeat yet, and that is Jazzminer. So if Jazzminer starts dropping miners in Bitmain's territory, that could be bad news for Bitmain. So Bitmain has to do a couple things here. One, they're going to have to drop their prices dramatically on their hardware because they suck. No, they look good. L7, awesome. L9 even looks good in theory. But if we're getting way better efficient miners, I'm always pumped for the efficiency. I will pay more money for better efficiency than a higher density hash rate miner. Obviously, if you have cheaper power, it doesn't worry for you. But for home residential miners, that's why I feel the X16 is far superior over the E9 Pro. But that's at me at 11 cent or higher power. People with 6-8 cent power, you know, E9 Pro all the way. Who cares about the power consumption? But I'm all for the X16 versus the E9 Pro because it is freaking 50% more efficient. Two freaking X16s is the same hash rate as an E9 Pro, but only at 1200 watts versus 3400 watts or whatever the E9 Pro does. So that's why I'm saying Jazzminer, I will pay extra for the efficiency because with more efficiency comes more earnings, especially when hash rates start spiking. When hash rates start picking up, difficulty picking up, efficiency becomes more and more important. And as we see script miners emerging and as we see more hash rate coming online, the efficiency numbers look more and more important. That's why that's the only number I really care about when looking into GPUs, looking into ASICs, looking into anything. What's more efficient? That's what I would spend my money on, not on what gives me the most hash rates. That's why I still feel the X16 is far superior over the E9 Pro. But we'll see what happens. We have to wait it out. But yeah, we're going to wait it out. We're going to try to get more information on this, but it does sound like Jazzminer could potentially be having a script miner and a Bitcoin miner. And they both look superior based on early number leaks than anything Bitmain has on the market. So just keep an eye on that. Don't purchase L7s. They're either going to get very cheap soon or they're going to be obsolete to an L9 anyway. And if these things do emerge, Bitmain would definitely drop a miner out this year. Also, not only are they going to try and drop it out, they're going to try to drop it probably before everybody else. So they're going to come up with the hype news first so that they can get all the sales they can, even though they're probably going to have the worst miner on the market. All speculation. We don't know for sure, but just do your own research, guys. It'll be interesting stuff for sure. We're going to have this is going to be a crazy year. I've been saying it for a long time. I really feel this is going to be a crazy year for script miners, but we'll see. Glad I didn't sell my RX 580s doing Ironfish 4.41 gigahash on Team Red Miner version 75. Yeah, I heard, I saw an update that Team Red Miner just did, and it brought Polaris GPUs and stuff up. I do have 1 or 2 Polaris GPUs left that I want to try out here soon. So that's actually interesting for sure, that Polaris may actually kind of be are they actually on hashrate.no? Let's have a look. Let's look at, do they have 570s or anything on here? 30s. What do they got here? You guys can't even see what I'm looking at right now. Let's try that. 470 is pretty close. It's saying Dynex is break even. What's it telling us? So what's it giving us for hash rate? So you're saying you're doing what? You're doing, you know what? Forget this. Let's just go into forget profit calculators. I keep telling you guys, why am I even looking at that when I got my own trusted thing that's way better? Okay, so I just gotta find the right button. Oh my gosh, where's the right button? I don't have the right button here. Okay, I suck. Okay, where's Ironfish? So let's just get the latest details on the network here. So I'm gonna come into this. So we got 4.66 petahash on the network. So 4.66 up from the last update. 466, bam. Current price of Ironfish is hanging out at 530, which is a little bit up, so that's good. Bam. All right, so you got a hash rate of what? Your hash rate of, let's check your hash rate on the 570, 580 is, oh, where is it? 4.41 gigahash. 4.41 gigahash. So we're going to go bam. Oh, how much power did you say that was? That's only 13 cents a day currently right now. So hopefully it's less than that in power. You're doing 75 watts. Is that 75 at the wall or in the software? All right, we're going to go with 75 watts here. 75 times 24 divided by 1,000 times 11 cents for me. That's 19 cents. Oh, we're losing. We're losing. It's cost 19 cents a day in power. We're making 13 at the current market and price. Now, if Iron Fish goes back up to like $10, we're obviously going to be making some cash here. But right now, for me, it currently looks like it would not be in the profitability margins. Currently. Based on that. We'll see. I'll try it out and test it and see what it looks like. Free power. Okay, free power. Everything's all good. Profitable. Mine whatever the heck you want. It doesn't matter. Coin price, coin difficulty, coin anything. Zero stuff taken. It's 100% profit. Yes, that should be Super Zen. What? Monster Jam last weekend and sushi this weekend. The boy keeps me busy. Awesome, awesome. So tonight, if any of you guys are watching hockey, the Oilers are playing tonight versus the Los Angeles Kings. Oilers are winning 3-2 in the series, so they have the chance of eliminating them and moving on to the next round. So, go Oilers go, right? We all in on this? Or are you guys all like LA fans or what? Now it's going to be Team Rabid versus whoever else is an LA fan. Rabid versus the rest. Your E300 gets 14.8 gigahash at 445 watts at the wall for cast by sustainable crypto. So yeah, interesting about that. Are you using the 6,000 RPM fans or the Noctua ones? Because I'm wondering if the Noctua ones now will also reduce the power a little bit because they're only 3,000 that, and you know they might use less power. But it's hard to say. Fans are one of the least efficient parts of any miner. Also, I don't know if you're here at the beginning of the live stream when Osprey and I was kind of going over what Osprey emailed me, that they removed their power limit, some type of power limit. I don't really know what they're talking about. They removed the power limiting factors of the E300. So now you should be able to get around 16 gigahash by overclocking those FPGAs a little more and not have to worry about anything on the E300. So you should be able to get more hash rate now than it. I don't know if it's a control board thing, if it's part of the bit stream, or if it's an update you got to do. I don't know anything about that yet. I'm still in talks with them, but we'll see what happens. But yeah, it sounds like you can get 16 gigahash now on the E300s for Caspa, and Radiant should be releasing here within a week or two. And those of you guys aren't familiar, when I did do that interview remote test with them, when they asked about, you know, when future bit streams become available, the bit streams that will be available for the E300s will all be available on their website. You can just simply download them and fire them into your E300 to swap coins around. So it does sound like Radiant will be here in a week or two, possibly. We'll see what happens. Gonna watch the Snooker World Championship semifinal, Selby versus Allen. If any snooker fans in chat, snooker's kind of neat. I don't really watch it, but it's fun to play for sure. And those guys are on TV. They're just too good. So yeah. I smell another Iron Fish difficulty bomb within the next 2 weeks, possibly, especially if a new bit stream comes out. We'll keep an eye on hash rate. We got to keep an eye on hash rate for all of these current profitable coins, because bit streams are probably going to start floating around, testing, and it's going to be crazy. You can get more hash rate, but the pool hash rate goes down. Still working on it. Max I got was 15.8, but lots of bad shares. Interesting. So yeah, what is that update? Do you know what the update is? Was it an update you had to do, or yeah, I don't know. Crazy. That wasn't a difficulty bomb. It was me. Oh, that was Fudweiser just turning on his stuff finally. Fudweiser's turning back on. You know, Fudweiser has a freaking ripper, you guys. You know this? Fudweiser has a thread ripper, and it's been off for like months. Months. Who has a thread ripper and doesn't turn it on? I'm just kidding. I'm just bugging. But seriously, Fudweiser has a thread ripper. The 3970X. 32 core machine of ripper style. And just has it sitting there. He should give it away. I've been bugging him for months. Hey, send it over. I want to play with it. I want to test it. I want to check out hash rates. I've been bugging him forever. Hey, send it on over. Send it on over. No, it sits there on display saying, I got a ripper. I just don't use it. I'm just bugging you, Fudweiser. I know it'll be on again soon. I'm trying to get on it. He's trying to get on it. You can't compare an apple with a pear. Oh, crazy. The E300 does not run if auto firmware update is not on. Oh, interesting. Okay, I didn't know about that. I was not aware about that. The ripper would be like RTM. RXD is a completely different use case than Caspa, cannot be compared together. Both are great. Yeah, every coin. Now, if you can't compare coins for coins. You know, this coin's going to explode because of this, and that coin's going to explode because it's close to that, or yada, yada, yada. You cannot compare coin for coin, but you compare coins you believe in and mining equipment based on algorithms. So that's kind of what I've been comparing here. You know, FPGAs are about to smack down RXD. A lot of people are believing in RXD. It may not be GPU mineable soon. We're going to need better equipment if you're a believer in RXD. But again, that's all these uncertainties here. But yeah, you cannot say Flux is going to do this versus Ravencoin or something. There's two totally different use cases, scenarios, whatever. So yeah, you can never compare coins together. You all go mine Ironfish, get off all other coins. I'm on Ironfish. I'm not going to lie. I'll even prove it. I'll prove it right now. Right here. Bam! Ironfish. Where you at? Oh, right here. See? Ironfish. Where's the button? I am Ironfish. So yeah, I'm legitimately mining Ironfish. I'm not even lying about it. I'm staying in it. I'm hoping no one else moves to Ironfish, because I'm 100% spec miner right now. It's not using much power. I'm using like not even 1,000 watts for whatever I'm at, 110 gigahash. So it's not very much. And I'm hoping that ZKP ends up doing something due to the privacy base and everything. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Then I just lost out on a little bit of power. That's it. I'm okay with that. But if it does something, I'm yeehawing. I don't like the double and dual and triple mining stuff. Like, I haven't really tested it since a lot of miners actually really started. I guess they're tweaking for it. But I know early on, you know, this plus Caspa, this plus Caspa. Now think about it. You're mining Ergo plus Caspa and stuff like that, right? Now, you're using more of your GPU. You're using more power. Ergo at the get-go wasn't even profitable. So now you're mining that with a little bit of something that might have been profitable. And then it turned into everyone started mining Caspa when the price started going up. And now if you were dual mining it, because you lose a little bit on both ends, you're losing in power unless you're single mining it. So when it comes down to a coin, the only thing I really dual mine on is maybe something with ZIL, because then it's just like mining a dev fee. But I don't dual mine. I'm not a dual miner. I don't think it makes sense to me. But unless the miners really tweaked it out where you're not using any extra power or anything, then I guess it would be okay. But as long as you keep your hash rates. But based on, it was a long time ago since I did any of that. So maybe I should look into it again and actually see what it's looking like. But like with Ironfish, you can dual mine it all, but I feel, you know, if you want the most amount of coins, all in, that's it. Grab the coins. If I'm mining Ironfish because I'm spec mining, I hope at the pump. I'm not trying to dual mine with other coins hoping they pump. I'm expecting Ironfish to pump, so I'm going to mine the crap out of it with full hash and get as most amount that I can. So that's kind of what I'm doing there with that. So that's what I kind of mean. So I don't know. I haven't really looked into dual, triple, quadruple, Hadoukable, and Hadouken mining, but you know, everyone can do their own thing. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Shadow points, ZIL mine is fine. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. The only thing I'd really dual mine in theory with is the ZIL, because it's just like mining a dev fee. You mine it for a minute or less every few hours. You're not full out using your old GPU, using all the extra power, using everything for less hash on two coins. It's not merge mining like we see with Dogecoin and Litecoin, where you're full hash, same power to multiple coins. We're using more power and we're getting less hash because of it. But we might not, maybe is it full hash now? Like, are you getting full Caspa hash while you're mining Ergo or something? Or is it reducing your hash and increasing your power? Like, maybe, is it still like that? Anyone who's dual mining right now? Fill me in. Did you know you can dual mine Ergo plus Iron? Yes. Everything that you could dual mine, anything plus Caspa, anything plus a lithium, all the dual mining is you can do it with Ironfish now. It's all implemented in there. But that's what I mean. Like, Ergo doesn't make anything. I feel it's dying in theory. Like, it's not looking too hot, but we'll see what happens. But that's why it's saying, like, if I'm mining Ergo plus iron, then I'm totally losing. I probably won't be able to cover my power bill. But mining just iron, I am covering my power bill because I'm getting full hash on it at hardly any power. So, yeah, I don't know. Don't lose much really, plus free power though. Yeah, you got free power. I'm gonna test it out though. I'm gonna take a, yeah, you know what? I'm gonna fire a GPU up. I'm gonna throw it on test bench. I'm very curious. I haven't really tested it with all the new implementations, so I should try that. I should try the dual mining before I start saying, you know, it's bad, it's good, you're losing hash doing this, because I don't really know right now. That's how it used to be. I never was a fan of it, and now, like, imagine that back then you were dual mining Ergo plus Ravencoin plus Caspa and all this. Now imagine a long time ago if you were just all in Caspa, you probably would have a lot more Caspa for those pumps than if you were just dual mining it. But that's how it was back then. Maybe right now with the minor tweakings and everything that they've been doing, it could be a lot better now or closer. So I will test that out because I'm very curious about that. So before I even say, you know, don't do it or do it, I should actually test it and find out for myself, right? My rigs restarted too much on Ergo for some reason. Reduces hash and power, could go way up. Doing the long run mining for regular coins like ETC, Doge, Raven, Flux, and Caspa, hoping for bull run to pay off. Yeah, Dakota Miner, 100%. And that's the one thing you got to realize. Minus Caspa out of that equation is ETC, Doge, Raven, Flux. Those are the coins by the next bull run that you're probably you're the only ones you're going to be able to mine. You're not going to be able to mine Caspa and the other ones. Now you still can in theory, depending on the price. If the price explodes on Caspa and stuff, then it might make sense to still mine it on a GPU. But if there's way too much hash rate out there due to the ASICs and stuff that hit, you're not going to be making anything because you just can't compete with that other hardware. That's like firing a GPU on the Bitcoin right now and saying, okay, well, how come I'm not profitable? You can mine it on a freaking GPU or a CPU still. It just doesn't make much sense compared to an ASIC that's doing like 200 terahash on those big bad boy ones now. But yeah, it's crazy. And you're using a lot of power. And never expose keys to connection to zero dApps. I hate the security of Zelcore wallet. Lost over 50% of various coins a year. Oh, that sucks. I don't want to say hate. That's a strong word. I don't like Zelcore either. I feel it's centralized. If you want to use Flux, you got to use Zelcore. Cadena, you're kind of there. There's some other wallets for Cadena now. But I have been talking to Tangem. I told them, please implement. Now, they did implement another coin. I can't remember what it was. It looks like they're going to be adding, they're looking into Radiant, RXD. They are looking into, what's it called? I told them to look into Cadena, and I told them to look into Flux. If they can get Cadena and Flux onto the Tangem hardware wallet, you know, the card thing we've done videos on in the past, I can totally wipe Zelcore away and not even use it. I can now use these coins within that hardware wallet. And I feel that's the way I want to go personally. I want that to happen because I don't want to deal with Zelcore personally. I don't like it, but we'll see. How much you guys make wife Caspa? What? Would love an Electrum or hot wallet for Flux. Yeah, that'd be okay, but I think if Tangem releases a wallet, that'd be pretty sweet. Can you solo mine BTC with a GPU like the Mars Lander? You could if you really wanted to. Yeah, you could, but I think the Mars Lander even way outperforms a GPU. So, like I said, that's what I mean. The difference between ASICs versus GPUs and CPUs right now for that. It's such a huge leap. Now, I was going to go, my throat's getting sore, but let's kind of jump into this. Now, the ASICs. Now, here's why the Caspa ASICs are such a huge, look so amazing right now, because it's the first gen of ASICs versus a freaking GPU. And now, it's not just because, you know, you look at Ethereum. Ethereum was ASIC resistant. Caspa and Nexa and all these, they're full-on ASIC-friendly algorithms. Now, what does that mean? ASIC-friendly, ASIC resistant, ASIC-proof. What's going on with all these terms? So a lot of people don't really understand this, but Ethereum is an ASIC-resistant algorithm. You're probably like, whoa, what the heck are you talking about? There's ASICs on it. It's not ASIC resistant. Yes, it is ASIC resistant. ASIC resistance means it's it's not a huge leap in hardware above it. Yes, they were way more efficient. They were better. You look at the Jazz miners, when the A10 Pros first came out, we're doing 1200 at 5, whatever the numbers are, I can't remember that. But the Jazz miner, 500 mega hash, 250 watts, far superior over a GPU. But it's not massive. You take a GPU versus an ASIC on an ASIC friendly algorithm like what we see on Casper right now, 2 terahash at 1200 watts versus freaking whatever we get right now. What's a 1 gigahash at 100 watts or something like that? Or you have Bitcoin, 144 terahash at like 3,400 watts versus a GPU that might be in a few mega hash at 100 and some watts. Like, it is huge leaps above it. And that's what we're seeing with Casper right now, is because these ASICs are such huge leaps above the GPUs. That's why their profitability is so damn high, because nothing else can even come close to the efficiency and the hash rate that they're doing. Now, eventually, as more and more miners get better and better, we'll see 50, 100, 200 terahash Casper miners for a little bit more power, but they won't be far superior of jumps. We're not going to see massive profitability increases, because then at that point, we're going to start going up against other ASICs. So that's another thing we see here. The USB miner probably outperforms the GPU for solo mining Bitcoin, because it's an ASIC on an ASIC algorithm, where it's not an ASIC resistant algorithm like Ethereum and stuff kind of was. So yeah, that's kind of what's happening there. That kind of makes sense to some of you guys. You can transfer Zelcore to Ledger. I don't think so. No, I don't, unless they made a third party. If Zelcore actually got implemented on Ledger as a third party, then I think I would be okay with that, actually, because a lot of the third party, we got the Neutron wallet for CKB and stuff. It's third party, but all your private keys are held within your Ledger device, not on Zelcore, not on Neuron, not on all these other things. So that's what it is. So when you set it up, everything is done within your Ledger device. The private keys are in the Ledger, not in that actual wallet. So if Zelcore did that third party, you would have to set up a new wallet and restore it from your Ledger and then send your coins to those addresses. That is just fine. That's pretty much like having a Ledger. So I would be okay with Zelcore if that was the case, on storing it on your Ledger device like that. But we'll see. Still live in Hopium. That my Mars lander BTC solo miner 300 gigahash can be lucky to find a block. Hey, I'm in 100% Hopium with you, Jock UK. I check that thing every morning to see if it says block found or not, and it still hasn't. But I'm definitely 100% Hopium on it. Do you get 300 gigahash? What does yours hash at? Mine's like 270 to 280 or something. I've never seen 300. So I don't even know, like, what. Like, can you overclock them? Maybe I should try overclocking it or something and blow it up accidentally. I don't know. But yeah. Ledger integration last month on Zelcore. That's interesting. I was not aware about that. I never pay attention, so maybe that's why. Zelcore has no security for backdoors running on your system. So Zelcore Ledger. I'm going to look that up right now. Zelcore work on Ledger now. Let's see. Google engage. Home, Zelcore read, Ledger supported coins, Zelcore reviews, Ledger wallet on Reddit is planned to add Flux wallet to Ledger. That was September 15th. How to make a Ledger wallet for Cadena. Oh, that's interesting. Don't care about that. Oh, that was me. That's hilarious. I just read this, how to add Cadena to. I'm like, don't care about that. And I look at the thumbnail. That's me. Oops. Anyway, I still don't care about that. Adding it to your Zelcore. That's hilarious. Flux on Ledger Live. Hey, what's this? Flux on Ledger Live. Oh, that's November 30th, 2021. Okay, yeah. I don't know. There's nothing really popping up here. Zelcore required if I already have a Ledger. If I already have February 2022, as the header says, do I need to use Zelcore wallet? I'm going to have to look more into it, but you think it'd pop up right instantly. Interesting. We'll see. That's hilarious, though, about that one video. Oh, my gosh. Rabid RTM, Picona note, status post banned. What is that? You got banned? What? I don't. You contact support and see why, because you should not be getting pose banned for them at all. That's weird. Yeah, contact support and see what's going on. Are you actually like pose banned? It's like full out pose banned, or do you just have a score? If you just have a score, you're not fully pose banned. So maybe there's a delay or lag spike or something happened, and you just have a score. And once it gets too high, then you do get banned. But I've had a score a few times where it said pose banned, then I had a score or whatever. You know what? Let's look at it right now. Do I still have it on? No, I don't. I don't. Let's see. Where is it? Yeah, right here. Engage dashboard. So yeah, my post score is 0 right now, but I have had a score at times, but I've never got banned. It's always been running. So is yours like disabled, shut down, banned? You gotta wait, or yeah, I'm not sure. I'd contact support and see what's going on with that, and then see if it comes back within a day or something. Retro Mike, yeah, here we go. He has the answer. So he evaluated it. You can enable it view experimental features. It's still limited. Oh yeah, you gotta enable all that. Yeah, I wouldn't do that. I don't go into the experimental features part of it. I still feel experimental is an excuse to say, sorry, it was experimental, so I'm sorry you lost stuff. I just don't risk it, right? So I guess there's a possibility there, so we'll just have to wait and see once it's out of experimental. You get hit twice with score, it gets banned. You get hit twice. Let's say you reach out there to support. If you get a score or get banned, they will refresh the node on the network. I also set up for email notifications as soon as I get a score. You get it hit twice. So there you go. Yeah, reach out to the support as Scrim says there, and they should just reset it or something. Fix it all up for you. In 2025, other than becoming a millionaire for holding Raptorium, what else do you hold big bags of? I don't really have any other big bags or anything. Like, I mine for everyday use. I use my crypto all the time for groceries, mortgages, paying the power bill. Like, I'm always using my crypto. So when I look for efficiency and stuff in my miners, it's more so that in theory, I'm making my own money printers. Yes, I'd make a lot more out of them if I wait for a bull run. So in theory, just in the bull run, all I'll have is more money to spend per day, I guess is the way you could put it. So yeah, so that's me. So I don't really have any big holdings in anything else really that I'm holding on to. Like, I got small bags of a little bit of everything, but most of the time, I kind of dig out of every bag as well when I gotta, purchase something, or if I gotta cover a bill or something. So that's me. I use my crypto every day, every single day. And my only big bag is really probably Raptorium that I'm holding. FTX due to resurrection just before next bull run. Yeah, that is very interesting. How is that even legal? How can FTX, after everything they did, be allowed to start all over again and not even have to pay anybody back? That makes zero sense in my mind. They should have to pay everybody back of money that they stole. And then maybe if they have anything left over for a startup, try again, on top of no one having faith in ever using them again. So I don't know. That is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. FTX due to resurrection. I don't even know why you would think of that. It's not even that they're changing their name and starting a new exchange. They're going to go with the same name, everything, all over again. That is probably the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Anyway, so that's not going to work well. What percentage of bills do you pay with crypto versus fiat? It depends on the bill. Most of all, the power bill is 100%. Power bill for the mining and the house is 100% that I use crypto for. And then the mortgage, I guess it depends on how the months we're doing and how much I need more extra and stuff like that. And then groceries, extra. It's hard to say. It's different every time. Once full, twice. Yeah, pity. Because they already paid for all those commercials. I guess just rerun them. Anyway, guys, we have been here for quite some time. So we got to wrap this one up. I appreciate everyone for showing up for this live stream. I will see you all in the next one.
Rabid.
out.